Man, dang, son. Hey, welcome back. Wow, I hope everybody's doing really well out there today. It's a beautiful day here in downtown Cincinnati. I thought it was time for a vlog. Let's go take a walk up through town. And I want to talk about the Action 4 once again, get a little more in depth than I did the last time. Go over the 5 things I'm not liking about this camera, which was really hard to find, and 5 things that I like about this camera. And today we are once again rocking that black mist filter. Since you can't go buy one, hey, make one. Check out that video like right here, and it'll show you how to put a black mist filter on the Action 4. Let's get right into this. 5 things I dislike, and you know what number 1 is going to be. It's going to be the 155-degree field of view. I tell you what, I can't stand it. That's why I do the Rock Steady Plus, because it crops it in just a little bit, and I think it looks much better for vlogging than that big wide view of Rock Steady. I'm going to say hopefully at some point DJI realizes that nobody needs a 155-degree field of view. Maybe it goes back to the OG Action camera, which I think is like what, 145 or something like that. Not near as wide as this one is. And I definitely can say one thing that I really struggled to find 5 things that I didn't like about this camera. I'll say that right now, because it was not easy, because I'm really liking this camera. But let's go on to number 2. And the number 2 is kind of a nitpick, I think. I mean, it's just like they need to change the menu so that when you have to hook up the mic 2, you don't have to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Now on the Pocket 3, it's the first choice right there. And also, I think that goes along with formatting the SD card. You gotta scroll all the way down to the bottom to find that. Those 2 things should be at the top, because to be honest with you, those are the 2 things that I'm always using after I upload my files, or I have to bring my mic 2 from the Pocket 3 to the Action 4. I just think they could change that. Simple firmware update would take care of that problem. And all you would have to do is put those 2 at top, and then everything else, I don't know. I really don't use hardly anything else in that menu except for those 2 things. All right, real quick, the next thing is the D-Log M. As much as I like that, I don't know. It just seems like the exposure on it is just horrendous. If you get the sun behind you, it's not as bad in normal color profile, but in D-Log M, boy, it just makes you dark. I mean, it just, I don't know. I would think that would just be like a firmware update of some sort, something like that. I don't think it'd be hard to take care of that. But yeah, they need to definitely make it so when you get that sun behind you, to try to expose for the face. All right, so the next thing is going to be the voice control. I've actually just turned it off, and with the DJI Action 2 selfie stick and remote control, I really don't need the voice control anymore, so I don't use it. But what I found with the voice control is that you can be talking to the camera and all of a sudden it'll just stop recording. And the next thing would be, I'd like to have some background separation. Like the Pocket 3, you got that little bit of blur behind you. It gives you a little bit of separation, where this one, I mean, just everything's in focus. Unless you get too close, then you're not in focus. That's another point down the road. And, but yeah, you know, you just get, everything's in focus. It would be nice if maybe they even had like a toggle switch where you could toggle it on, off and on, where it would focus on your face or have some kind of face detection on it, I guess, and kind of separate you from the background. Because as it is now, just everything's in focus, which isn't bad. I mean, that's fine. It shows off everything that's behind me, as you can see. But then again, I like to have a little bit of that separation, even in a little action camera. How are we doing, it's a little dark where I'm at right now. I'm kind of under a bunch of stuff here. That don't look too bad. And let's go to what the 5 things that I definitely like about this camera. First, of course, being the image quality. I mean, the image quality is just fantastic for such a small camera. I mean, you can't complain. For a sensor size of 1 1/3, you really couldn't ask for anything else as far as image quality goes with this camera. And then next thing I love is definitely the front-facing screen. The fact that you have full access to everything, just like you would on the back screen, is just fantastic. Especially when you're doing these vlogs and you need to change something quick or you want to do something. I mean, generally you don't have to, but yeah, if you have to change something, it's nice not having to turn the camera around and get to the back screen when you can just use the front screen and do everything that you need to do. And the next thing is definitely the build and toughness of this camera. I mean, it's solid, it feels solid. It is definitely much better than the Action 2 was. The Action 2, I don't know, it actually kind of felt a little bit fragile. But with this one here, I mean, it's tough, it's solid. You can bang it around a little bit and not have to worry about something happening to it. Plus you have the removable screen cover, which is definitely really, really nice. And that way, if you drop it and you break that, you can just replace it. Although I have the black mist filter on here. If I drop and break it, that would be kind of a bummer because I'd have to figure out something else to do with that. All right, next thing I want to talk about is definitely the quick switch option on this camera. It's very, very nice. You can just hit that button, boom, 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 go from what you want. Like say if you're doing video, you want to go to slow-mo, you want to go to time-lapse. It's as simple as just hitting that button and you're there. And which is just super, super nice for this camera. And that's something I really missed on the Action 2, is not having that button. But now with the Action 3 and Action 4, they brought it back. And what's also nice is you can just hit that little camera icon there and then you can swipe it back and forth and switch it too. So there's 2 options there. Man, that's a loud bus right back there. And I'm gonna go eat there when I'm done doing this vlog. I'm gonna go ahead and grab me one of those and take it back to the shop. And definitely the last thing I love about this camera is definitely the magnetic game and the quick mounts that they have on this, the quick switch mounts, whatever you want to call them. I was kind of lucky because I bought the Action 2 and I actually had to turn that Action 2 back in and I got another one. So I ended up with more mounts than if I just had bought the Action 4. So now I've got like 3 of them and I got them on all different kinds of tripods, one in my car. So it works out really, really well to be able to pop it off of this one, just put it on another tripod if I need it, or put it on the mount in my car. Is fantastic. I mean, it is just awesome. It is like, makes everything so much easier. So yeah, those are my 5 dislikes, which I think I was kind of nitpicking there, and my 5 likes that just make this camera so nice. But yeah, none of the dislikes are deal breakers at all. I don't think not one of them. And everything about this camera is just fantastic. I enjoy using it. It's really, really fun to use. And it's something that I'll be using a lot more often. Between this and the Pocket 3, I think I'm covered for a little while. I don't think I need any more cameras. I'd love to get like a bigger real camera or something like that, but hey, you know, maybe down the road someday. I don't know. Do I really need that? Nah, probably not. You know, I'm not going to do no cinematic video with an action camera or a Pocket 3. I don't think you can do cinematic video with either of these cameras, which is kind of like, you know, what the new buzzword on YouTube is, cinematic look, cinematic this. I'll be honest with you, if I see cinematic on the title of a video, I rarely ever watch it. All right, well, my plan, man, it's packed over there. My plan is to go right there and get me something to eat, but it looks packed, man. It looks really, really packed. We'll have to see. I don't know. Well, maybe not. We'll go over there and see what's going on. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna take off. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember to like and subscribe down there, that little subscribe button. I appreciate it. Take care.